Hey guys, Hofster here, and today I'm going to be covering the new 20.0.0 patch, the winter update. So to start off, we have the new login calendar with some interesting new items, looks like backpacks and plenty of tokens and all that other fun stuff. So for the tokens, first you have the ornaments, which stack up to 25 and will help you obtain the Helping Huntress skin, which is kind of like an elf huntress. So next we have the ice shards, and these will stack to 5, and once a day you can go to the tinker and trade 5 of them in for a primal ice token. And then once you have 20 of those primal ice tokens, you can turn them into the tinker, and you can get one of the T12 reskins, so not the void reskins, but the wine cellar top reskins. So that's pretty cool. Some of them look interesting, and I'd be very interested to see what their shots are like and stuff like that. So with winter, of course, comes all the old reskins. So you got your reskin Bulwark, Sea Sword, Sea Wand, Sea Bow, all that other stuff. And then you also have the new reskins, which drop from the new reskin bosses in the realm. So the new reskins are going to be the T6 wine cellar top items. So I don't have pictures of all of them, but I've got a good amount of them, so I can throw them up on the screen here. They're pretty interesting. I already got the quiver as a drop, which was pretty cool, but they are just reskins, so they're nothing to flip out over. Next, we're jumping into the reskinned bosses. So they reskinned a couple of event bosses around the realm, as well as the Stone Guardians are also reskinned, and the Ice Tomb has returned once again, which is pretty cool. Get your Famara and all that other stuff. Jumping into the items that dropped this season, we have these weird like tinctures, but they're Christmas themed candy, I guess. So you got your figgy pudding, your fruit cake, etc., like all that other fun stuff. And what's really interesting about these is that they give you a buff for 15 minutes. And if you enter a realm or a dungeon, the buff is going to go away, but if you're like clearing a realm or something, these are pretty awesome because they give really good stats like 200 HP, 200 MP. Rip, gotta make another max HP video, so I'm going to stock up on these mistletoes, as well as the 10 speed for the max speed challenge, which should be coming out shortly. I just have to get a bunch of Santa sleighs. Also, there are these bell tokens, which I have none of because apparently they're very rare, and you can get these like reindeer kind of things. I don't know, they like follow you around and heal you for like 30 seconds or something like that. Not much has been said about them because it's relatively new. Okay, so getting into the changes, there's some lowered thresholds to create realms, so like more realms should be popping up. You don't have to worry about not having a realm when something goes to Oryx. It's pretty awesome. They added a couple of quality lives, so dungeon events are now fixed, like when you type /event and stuff like that. There's a show fame gain option in these settings, which allows you to see how much fame you get. So if you're not a big fan of knowing all the XP you get, it'll show you fame, which I think is pretty cool. Next, we have some dungeon balances and fixes, which is probably my favorite part about this update, besides all that new reskinned content. I mean new content. So we've got the Woodland Labyrinth, Deadwater Docks, and the Crawling Depths, the crappy epic dungeon failure that post Mike Sellers people put together. Start off, Vitality drops a lot more. It also drops a guaranteed attack and a low chance at a life potion. Deadwater Dock improved the normal speed and dex drops, but it also has a low chance at dropping life pots. The Crawling Depths, more mana will drop. It used to only drop 1, so now it drops more than 1, thankfully. And quest chests and epic chest loot tables have been updated, which is pretty awesome. So for the Woodland Labyrinth, there's just a few extra tweaks to that. Adjusting damage is in there, and the insting would destroy the entire dungeon if you insted it too fast. They claim they fixed that, but you know, Realm and its ways of always being unpredictable could probably still be instant. Deadwater Docks was also probably one of the most interesting changes from these epic dungeons. They removed the Observer and just put some Oryx Castle walls in, or some Lich Castle walls in for the time being, and then they placed him right in front of the room that leads to the Deadwater Docks boss fight. So you don't have to worry about people rushing in there. You have to do like the 50,000 damage in the 10 seconds or whatever to break through that wall and get to the boss fight. Adds a little more time, which is really nice. I like how they reused the old dungeon concept to make it much better. Couple changes in the Lay of Draconis. You have to wait 8 seconds before a player can choose a dragon, which is kind of weird in my opinion. Maybe 8 seconds is a little too much, but used to be 1 second, so people would like call red and stuff, but now it waits longer. Alright, and hopping into item balance. So first off, we have the Pirate King's Cutlass, which has been increased by 10% rate of fire, and its damage has been smoothed out, as well as the projectile speed has been up to 150. They also upped the range by 0.05, which is a pretty big upgrade if I do say so. Maybe the 14 cutlasses I have in my vault right now will get some use, probably not. So with this update, it does a little more than the Acclaim at 0 defense and then drops off as the defense of the enemy rises. They also gave it -2 defense, which is, I don't know why, and 3 speed, which is kind of cool. They upped its feed power and its fame percent. Now going into the Leaf Bow, they made it pretty viable now. It's a decent bow. Like, besides it not piercing, they lowered the fire rate and increased the damage, and made the shots fire much faster, almost 2 times, and give it a little more range, and it gives 5 speed. It's pretty awesome. The shots are a little bigger too, which is cool. And then they finally buffed Tablet, reducing its MP cost to 120, and then nerfing a couple other things about it, but buffing the range just a little, 0.2. Wow. I'm sure extensive testing went into this. I'm just kidding. Next, we have the Ancient Spell Pierce, which is the ST spell. They removed that defense and attack on it, so now it's maybe not the best choice in all cases. They removed all the stats off that and threw it onto the Forgotten Ring. So Forgotten Ring, still bad, but a little better, right? Maybe you want to use it on your 0-8s now. They also changed up the Aetheryte Dagger and the Spectral Ring of Horrors. They removed the stats that the Aetheryte gives you and put them on the Spectral Ring of Horrors, and then changed its damage by nothing. They just fixed the average. Pixie Enchanted Sword and the Ring of Pure Wishes, they also got their stats swapped, so the Pixie stats all went onto the Pure Wishes, so a whopping 1 attack added to that Pure Wishes. Wow. And then Sphinx got 200 extra feed power, so it is now 700. So overall, this is a pretty cool update, in my opinion. I like the tinctures that last for 15 minutes. I think that's really cool, and that would really help out in Shatter solos and Lost Halls and stuff like that where you're in one dungeon for a good amount of time. Otherwise, that is all for the update. Thank you so much for watching, and good luck fighting those new reskins and getting your drops. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.